Mic check, mic check. What's up, Afrofire Wing fam? So right now we're on day 30 of creating the world's first African wing franchise company to go international. We're starting right here in H-Town, of course. I'm on my morning walk with eating wings every day. I gained, in the last 30 pounds, 30 days, I gained about 10 to 15 pounds. So I got to get on my exercise game, keep the pounds off me, man. They're so delicious though. But I've been doing a lot of R&D the last 30 days, a lot of brand storytelling, brand building, while the chef has been working on the actual products, which is our Afrofire Buffalo, our Afrofire Lemon Pepper, our Afrofire Sweet and Spicy, and our Afrofire Barbecue. So those are the 4 flavors that we're gonna launch with. We've done in the last 30 days right at about 50 taste tests, and we feel very confident with our first SKU, the Afrofire Buffalo, with the Afrofire fries, and we're gonna add the Afrofire dirty soda and sweet toasted bread, African sweet toasted bread. And that's going to be pretty much the offer. We're going to offer it in different amounts, such as 6 wings is going to be our value meal, 6 wings, small fries, and a small dirty soda. That's going to be ranging somewhere between, I would say, $10 to $12. And then the next flavor is going to be, or the next unit amount is going to be our bold 10. All the menu options are going to be bold 6, bold 10, and bold 20, representing the units, how many wings you get. So we're finalizing menu and pricing, and continuously developing the flavors as well. So we're still in R&D. So if you can kind of think about this as buckets or stages. So stage 0 is all of the legal work. That's the foundation, right? Like the ownership of the company, the exit strategy, the trademarks, such as the Afrofire name is owned by the company. The Be Bold or Go Hungry is owned by the company. You know, the different trademarks, the different names of the sauces. So all of that is already done. At least the core stuff, like the Afrofire name and the campaign, is done. The sauces, we haven't really made any names yet. We just know it's going to be Afrofire X. And so we're good to go on that. There's other items in the stage 0, such as what is the mission, what is the vision, what are the core values. And we're putting all these different ingredients together. What are the roles? What are the equity splits? What are the triggers in each stage to move to the next stage? And each stage has certain milestones. So working on stage 0 and stage 1. Stage 0 again being the foundation, and stage 1 being the actual R&D. So we got to get these 4 SKUs. We're going to keep it very simple. So it's just 4 different flavor profiles. We're not going to be a wing company with 15, 16 different flavors. So it's just going to be 4. And we're only going to have three quantities, 6, 10, and 20. We may, in the future, add a 50-piece. But for our launch, we're going to just do 6, 10, and 20 piece. So chef is in stage 1, where she's working on, and we're doing this at the same time, so it's all simultaneously happening. So chef is working on the dirty soda, the Afrofire flavors, and the Afrofries, and the toasted bread. We want to give you some sweet toasted African bread as well as part of the sides. Potentially celery, potentially carrots. We're taste testing those items in the next 50 batch of people, of taste testers. They're going to be part of the Bold 100. And these Bold 100 taste testers, they're all individuals, and they're helping us craft these SKUs, based on feedback and input that we're getting from them, based on their reactions. And you can see them on our social medias at Afrofire Wings. And we're going to actually create a web page featuring the Bold 100, and you'll see all 100 of them. You'll be able to click their picture or their name, and you'll see their Afrofire reaction. And so I'm looking forward to that. And these are really great people. Some of them we know, some of them we don't. Most of them we don't know, actually. There's only about 15% of the people that have done the taste test so far that we actually know. Everybody else is brand new. So that's really good data, because it gives us these surveys from people that we don't know. So stage 1 is probably going to be complete here. Our goal is to complete it by the end of this month. But just looking at scheduling, it's probably going to be towards maybe the first or second week of August, realistically, where it'll finish, where we'll have 100 taste tests, and we'll have our 4 SKUs put together. So we just started working on the dirty soda yesterday. Wow, it's such a great combination with the wings and the fries going down on a dirty soda. It's a winner, y'all. Really, really. So we are putting that together, and then we'll be able to move to stage number 2. Stage number 2 is when we actually start going to the market, and we're going to be from the pre-revenue stage, which is stage 0 and stage 1. Stage 2 will be our MVP. That's the most viable product, and we're going to test that and see how our offer does in the marketplace. Is it in demand? Are people sharing it? Are people talking about it? Are customers repeating? Are they coming back, getting more orders? Instead of going to QSRA, are they coming to us? And that's also stage 2, but that's part of stage 0, actually, is we have to know and decide what our go-to market strategy is. And you guys know from the previous videos, we were looking at food halls, we were looking at ghost kitchens, we were looking at food trucks, we were looking at different options, and we decided that we're gonna do pop-up events. So if you've got a party somewhere between 50 to, let's say, 150 people, we can pop up to your event and fry the wings there on site and deliver them prepared as you order them. So that's going to be our way to test the market to see if we've created something of value, something that people like, some people that they like so much that they order it again, something that people like to love, and then some people, and then from like to love, then can't live without it. So once we reach our catering targets, then we'll go into a food truck and begin the campaign of 10,000 orders in our first year. Once we get that 10,000 orders, then we can move on successfully to stage 3, which is opening our first store. So that's really our primary goal, is to open up our brick and mortar. However, there's all these stages that have to be in place before we get to that stage. So in the last 30 days, that's what we've been working on. Website, social medias, trademarks, bylaws, operating agreements, legal frameworks. We are incorporated, so we're going to be raising pre-revenue money. Then after we've proven our goals, then we're going to raise a seed to open the brick and mortar. And then once we've accomplished certain milestones and certain numbers in the brick and mortar, we're going to do our Series A seed to open up multiple locations. And then from there, we're going to open up the franchise model once we've opened about 5 to 10 locations ourselves. And we've clearly outlaid the systems and processes needed. So that's kind of the blueprint that we're at. That's this data, and doing it in these stages is helping us put together our business plan. And we know that business plans are a plan, right? So nothing ever goes accordingly to that plan. So we're always going to have to adjust, pivot, remove certain things, add certain things that we didn't think about at that time as we get new data. So the whole thing for me as co-CEO and as co-founder of Afrofire is to make sure that we are aligned with our large vision, which is to make sure we get African flavor, franchise, fast food internationally, all over the world. And our exit strategy is to IPO. So everything is kind of reverse engineered with that in mind. So there's a lot of documentation, a lot of organization that has to be done at the front end. A lot of legalities, because when you go to IPO, everything that you've done to get to that point is going to get scrutinized and through the due diligence process, because now we're going to be selling this company to you, to the shareholders. And so my responsibility is to the shareholders. Right now, if the shareholders are just myself and my wife, but the company is set to have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of shareholders, as we have ambitious goals to bring Afrofire everywhere, right? So Afrofire Wings is just the first launch, and once we get that franchised, and once we've reached, a certain milestone, I'd say 200 to 500 stores, we want to start launching other products such as snacks, seasoning, sauces, sodas underneath the Afrofire brand. So that's why we've created Afrofire Holdings, which is a company incorporated out of the state of Delaware, and Afrofire Wings, which is our operating company for the wing business, which is incorporated right here in Texas. So it's a subsidiary of Afrofire Holdings. A lot of people told us they really love the sauce, so we want to continue creating demand of the Afrofire sauce that you're tasting on the wings. And once we've got enough demand for that process, for the sauce, we'll start selling them, because we'll have our distribution, which is the stores. and retail is a tough game to crack. So there's a lot of thinking that goes on in stage 0 and stage 1, and we constantly have consistent conversations, consistent meetings. These meetings are also documented, so that way we can go back to them, and we utilize a lot of AI as well. That's why documentation is really important. Even without AI, documentation is a must. So we definitely utilize AI to help us make critical decisions based on the data that we have. So we got to make sure that the data that we have and that we're capturing is accurate, you know. So that's kind of the recap of where we're at in 30 days. A lot of these things, such as the bylaws and operating agreements, foundational elements, IP assignments, you know, R&D, how much it's costing R&D, all of that is tracked. Every step and every decision is tracked. So that way when we do our due diligence in our IPO or even our pre-revenue raise, which we're going to start doing that next month. So if you want to be part of that discussion, feel free to let me know. If you want to be part of the pre-revenue raise, that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck, because once we have revenue, then we have a valuation, and so right now you'll be able to get the highest amount of return for your investment into Afrofire when we're pre-revenue. So there are going to be qualifications. We are looking for a certain type of investor. We're not just looking just for money just for the sake of taking money from whoever. There are certain qualifications to become an investor with Afrofire Holdings, and so I'll let you know what they are once we get going in August to do our pre-revenue raise, to get to test what our go-to market strategy is. And we'll keep you in tune. This has been 17 minutes, 18 minutes, and that's the 30-day high-level business review for Afrofire. Peace.